If you just have your attention for a moment, please. Tracy, I, and more importantly Taylor, would like to say a few words after we've eaten. But prior to eating, Ashley has prepared something which we have no knowledge of whatsoever.
Scary.
So, Ashley, it's you.
So I'd like to thank you all for being here today to celebrate this special day with me, and thank you for all the wonderful gifts I've received. I wanted to thank everyone individually, but I thought it'd take a while. So I've put together a few words and pictures to show memories and recollections that I have over the last 18 years.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It was.
This is real time. You can sit here. You didn't have to see him, did you? Max's got to look at film.
Any presentation is all going on.
Maxine, that's your memory of the last 18 years.
Yeah.
Quite like it.
Okay. Firstly, I'd like to thank Nana Gramps and Nana Bumps for being there when and if I needed you over the last 18 years. I have fond recollections being spent in both Cardiff and Norwich, one being to the corner newsagents wherever I was to buy sweets and magazines. I remember playing in your garden with the Winnie the Pooh tea set, serving you water so you couldn't drink anymore, painting and drawing in your dining room, making a massive mess. Thank you for not being mad. I recall running around your garden, climbing the fences to complete the army circuit, and playing swing ball and cricket in the sunshine. Thank you for introducing me to Marolo's and taking me for my first Marolo pizza.
Wow, you're looking healthy there. What size is that shirt?
Right, Chris and Steve, I'd like to thank you for entertaining me over the years and making me love the Darkness song, I Believe in a Thing Called Love. Teaching me the words to the Glang-a-Lang song. And I remember all those years we used to tease Taylor about being in love with Levi Chan. I recall playing at Angie's swimming hall in Brackhurst Place, where we always threw ourselves in. And thank you for taking me out in Cardiff on my first night out. And I'm sure there'll be many opportunities from now on. Henry and Lara, I'd like to thank you for making me feel young.
There's no one for the rest of us.
All the times you played Mario Kart on the Wii and you made me act like a little kid again in the garden, playing in the paddling pool and on the trampoline. When we baked Little Men's shortbread cookies and you refreshed my memory by watching iCarly with me.
I'm watching it now. It's not working, is it? I know iCarly.
Sam and Amy, every time we see each other we happily and easily pick up from where we left off last time. We have had so many fun memories to share together at Nan's house. From hiding chocolate under our pillows for midnight feast, but forgetting to wake up at midnight. Relentlessly doing puzzles millions and trillions of times that we've done before. Playing with the Playmobil circus, and you know what I say when I mean raisins. Playing ping pong in the garden, and playing in your swimming pool and squeezing into the shower, listening to the radio, singing our heads off to Pitbull. When we used to go down to the amusement parks near the beach and we played on the arcade machines until we'd wasted so much money on the 2p slot machines. Oh, and Sam, I'll let you win Scrabble next time. Bev, I remember dressing up in your clothes and shoes and having photos taken pretending I was at a photo shoot. Playing in your tent on the front lawn, going to Mothercare and buying real baby clothes for my baby Annabelle. Climbing the rocks in Paul's Court to find the best stones to take back to your house and paint in your kitchen. Julian and Donna, I recall when you took me and Taylor to the circus with Ben, and I remember when I went on my first London bus. Thank you to Donna, I now have a lovely extended wardrobe. And the biggest thanks of all, thank you for taking me in next year and having me as a lodger. Can you do both? Alison and Tom, thank you for all the times you've had us round for Christmas meals and barbecues. having me round in the summer when I finally manned up and how'd you rabbit? I walked Ruby.
It's fine, you did have it at the barbecue.
As you know, Auntie Angie can't be with us today because she's across the pond, but that doesn't mean she's forgotten.
Flat out on the
We have shared so many fun memories with her, from playing in her many swimming pools in Brackhurst Place, Lake Mary and now Sanford. I have numerous unforgettable events taking place in her house in Florida, from Easter to Halloween, April Fools, 4th of July, Christmas and New Year. Each with many stories to tell, although too many for today. Wilmans. Where do I begin? We've been through so much together, going to Spain for our summer holidays and playing on the electric Barbie Jeep at your nan's house. We've been to Brighton and Alton Towers for our Christmas surprises, and hopefully Blackpool is to come.
Oops.
I remember going to London and watching Legally Blonde together. I remember going to Asda's Fair when me and Claudia went on a ride and I lost my hairband. We have had so many wonderful Christmas dinners spent together, and we used to have many sleepovers which we all wore matching pyjamas, and we need to do again sometime soon. Sue and Ray, thank you for having me round all those times for dinner. I remember last year when we went to Ragley Hall and had a picnic in the sun, sat on the grass, played in the maze, swing rope, tyre swing, and when the three of you all climbed trees and Sue and I stood underneath hoping you wouldn't fall out. Clintons and Freeman, thank you for putting up with me so much from all the Easter breaks we've been on, from Saundersfoot to Devon, London to Llandudno. Thank you for entertaining me when we went skiing to Avoria. And thank you for all the lifts to and from school, Paul. I owe you a few. Karen and Lewis and Melissa. I recall so many memories that we used to have from the many holidays we've been together: Disneyland Paris, Tenerife and Mallorca. Melissa, I remember playing the famous Mums and Dads every time we saw each other, and all the times we used to spend our Friday nights at David Lloyd after playing tennis with Dave Granger. George.
Skip that one. Moving on.
The last 3.5 years have flown by. I'd like to thank you for being there through thick and thin. We've had so many fun memories together, spending a long weekend in London, navigating ourselves around the train and on the tube. When we went to Stratford and we went down the river on a rowing boat, and somehow you managed to steer us into a tree.
Not true.
I remember when we ate at the gate and we ordered enough meal for 6, and Kelsey gave us the look of shame when we managed to eat it all. You've been like a personal trainer to me, taking me cycling and taking me down to the park for circuits to help me improve my lung capacity. You sat beside me and encouraged me to do all my treatment properly. We have had many forgettable...
Yeah, skip those out.
You may be very forgetful and sometimes hopeless, but that's what makes you you. Thanks for everything, George, and thanks for taking care of me last night. I love you. Taylor.
Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath.
I found you the hardest to talk about, as there's way too much to say about it. So I thought long and hard and thought of only a few things to mention. Thank you for making the last 16 years very memorable, from making up song lyrics to Bruno Mars' song Marry You, and to playing with my scene dolls, and we took so long to set up that stupid Claire shop that we always got bored and no one wanted to play with it. I know you don't like me saying it, but I'm always right. From telling you that if you balance a money pot on your chest, it is going to hit you in the face. You are my hero, saving my life when I nearly bled to death last week. Thanks for the many times you painted my nails, styled my hair, and let me borrow your clothes and jewellery. What would I have done with a brother? You may be messy, unorganised, and a little lazy. I wouldn't change a thing. You're the best sister I could have asked for. Thank you for being there when I needed you most.
Oh, it's another one.
Okay, Mum and Dad, I'd like to thank you both for how much you've done for me over the last 18 years. You taught me how to read and spell. Well, you tried your best. Okay, you taught me the difference between right and wrong, and you helped me to tie my shoelaces. You've taken me on so many fabulous holidays, from Portugal to California, visiting many different amazing places along the way, Universal Studios, SeaWorld and the Grand Canyon. You have been beside me every step of the way during hospital appointments, checkups, the few operations and the overnight stops. I wouldn't be in the great health fitness I am now if it wasn't for your commitment, diligence and support.
Did you spell diligence properly?
Do you know how to spell it?
Thank you for being my taxis, taking me to friends' houses, picking me up in the early hours of the morning after spending a night out. Thank you for taking me out in the car and putting your own lives at risk before I have a pink license. Dad, you will always be my king no matter who my prince is. Mom, you will always be my best friend no matter what. Thank you.
Brilliant! Well done!
Tracy, it's your turn.
Follow that, Trace.
Come on.
Go on then.
Oh, you're not going to go up to steal Tracy. Right. So that's what you've been squirreling away in the bedroom for weeks and weeks for? Oh.
That was very good.
You thought she was revising?
Sorry. She told me she... Oh, sorry. Get me in. Get off.
You alright, Trace?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
No close-ups?
No, I'm alright.
I hope you can match
You've got
that
something
now,
to do up
Tracy.
to there.
I've never used the terminology big shoes to fill and meant it before.
Order.
Order.
Order!
Very good!
The interesting thing about today is that we haven't collaborated in any way about anything we're going to say. We've all done our own things individually. So I'd like you now to watch my slideshow. Alright, now. Just something a little...
Oh, hello! Hey. Phil, where's yours?
Phil, unfortunately, postage stamp. I'll grab a seat.
I have set it down because...
Oh, I think there. Sorry.
You can never learn your lines, can you?
No, I never. You still my thunder. I started to write it down and then I went on and on and on and on as I tend to do. I know, I was waiting for the banter, thank you. So I'm going to read you what I've done and then I'm going to go off piste a bit because otherwise we'll be here till
Midnight.
Can we go on, please?
you can carry on. So, no one can prepare, this is to you, Ashley. No one can prepare you for the amount of love you feel for your children. From the first realisation of pregnancy, the excitement builds and your love continues to flourish and grow. The mums and dads in the room will know exactly what I'm talking about. Everyone else will just have to wait and see. Our beautiful firstborn daughter made an unscheduled arrival into this world 3 weeks early. She obviously wanted to give Nanny Jean a lovely birthday present. Our love for her was intense, immediate, and like nothing we had ever experienced before. She was ours to love, cherish, nurture, and bring up with the morals and principles taught to us by our parents. Yes.
Never mind.
The first few weeks were tough, as any new parent will understand. Many trips to the midwife and doctors followed as our 9-pound dancing baby failed to thrive. At 4 weeks old, she was admitted to hospital, and by 5 weeks old, we knew she had cystic fibrosis. Now, whilst this tale could continue in a downward spiral of doom and gloom, it is a story of determination, tenacity, and overriding compulsion to fight for her future. I think Phil and I make a fabulous team. I said that because I knew you were going to be here.
You just wait till
Jenny's here, yeah, okay.
I deem it so.
So this is Ashley's friend from last night, who's just called to collect her gear.
Well, so far it's really good.
I think I'm going to have to start again now because, I've lost my flow.
You're doing so well.
Oh, thanks, Dave. Bless her. She's standing off. She's gone. Well done.
She's back. Yeah, sorry.
Does she not want to stay?
She's got work. She's late.
We can edit that out, don't worry, it's fine. Don't worry. Keep going, keep going.
So where was I? I was Phil and I make a fabulous team. That's where I was.
Yes.
Did you get that bit? Did you get that bit? Good.
You were waiting for an endorsement.
A force to be reckoned with. We decided that somebody chose us to have this condition for our baby because, by God, we were going to be marvellous parents and we were never going to allow this condition to prevent her from doing or being whatever she wanted to be. As she put up with so much as a baby, it was heartbreaking to watch as medical staff, I don't mind, I'll read this bit, tried to stab around her tiny translucent skin hand attempting to find a vein. I'm just going to rush. You cannot reason with a baby. We just held her tight, told her we loved her and hoped that she would not remember the pain and trauma we allowed to be inflicted on her. She wouldn't ever trust a male face again. And that's lasted to this day, dear. Ashley was a beautiful, bright girl with a cheeky laugh and a ready smile. Doesn't change,
Dirty laugh, I would say. Clever.
Mummy cruelly had to return to work when she was 7 months old. You clung to me every day like a koala hugging a tree. I had to be peeled off me. I started work every day in floods of tears for about 6 months. What didn't I, Maxine? Where is she? Didn't I? I used to pop you see the glass door at lunchtime and you were always happy and cheerfully engaging with your chums. I figured it was just for me. Your amazing sister arrived when you were 22 months old. She brought you a little Tyke's kitchen to celebrate her arrival and rather be jealous of her existence, you loved her. You helped Mummy with lots of baby-related jobs and you always wanted to smother her with cuddles and latterly been the big bossy big sister. Poor Taylor, as a consequence, has grown up to be very patient. You always were and still are the bossy leader. Swimming lessons were a nightmare. She would just scream blue murder every time she was left with a swimming instructor. Phil said, persevere. Just make her do it. Don't look back. Walk away. I tried. It was heartbreaking. I suggested Daddy take her 1 week. He came back within 10 minutes. He went, that was horrendous. So I don't think you'll ever make the Olympic swimming team, honey, but that's Dad's fault. Can I just borrow both of you, please? 1 second.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Calm down. I just want you both to know how very proud I am of both of you. It's not just one of you and it's not just because it's your birthday. I'm very proud of both of you. I do this for every birthday. My two little girls, they make me very, very proud every day. And I just think that when Ashley goes off to a new life in London and to the Fashion Retail Academy, that poor Taylor will be left behind. Oh my gosh, she's going to have to do all the chores. Whereas at the moment,
ironing.
Yeah, learn to do the ironing as well. But we wish you every success. We brought you this far, honey, and short of washing my hands of you, I think so far we've done as much as we can do. The rest is up to you. The world's your oyster. You just grab life and enjoy it.
Grab life and
There should be tissues dotted everywhere.
So, over to Daddy.
Please to know.
You got a small piece of paper.
Oh, I've got a very small piece of paper.
You write shorthand.
It is quite funny because we didn't actually prepare any of this together.
We don't talk in the week.
And obviously mine is similar but obviously slightly different. And the first thing I'd like to do is obviously thank all of you for being here this afternoon to celebrate Ashley's 18th birthday. But I would also just like to sort of recognise a few other birthdays, because I don't know what happened in July preceding the April, but obviously there must have been a fair bit of activity. So, school holidays. So last Monday it was Zoe's birthday. On Tuesday coming it is Claudia's birthday, together with Uncle Tom. Birthday. Today, if you hadn't already realised, it's Mr. Freeman's birthday.
58 today.
And I'm sure you all know by now that yesterday wasn't just Ashley's birthday, it was my mum's birthday as well. So many happy returns to you, Mum, as well.
Birthday.
You're all told as parents or potential parents that a child will change your life forever. I don't think we quite sort of imagined how much Ashley would change our life. But obviously the last 18 years have been phenomenal. It's actually, you'd be pleased to know that statistically Ashley is not 18 yet.
No.
Oh, she is now, apologies. Last night at 13 minutes to 11, Ashley was 18.
3 years ago.
But
I got my first legal drink of it.
you did. But you'd actually, again, you'll be, won't be disappointed to know that obviously in researching, obviously you look at Ashley as a name and you look at Taurians and all that, and some of the qualities are sensitive, caring, a great cook. I'm not sure where you come into this.
No, I don't know. Which bit?
Careful with money, but again, not being stingy, nor totally extravagant, but always hunting out a bargain. But there were a couple of things. She is not weak, completely capable of looking after herself. But the one thing I wanted to pick up on is that she never cribs about bad luck. And you never have. And you've always dealt with everything that you were asked to deal with. It always became part of our life. Obviously all the Disney films that we watched, all of the songs that we did physio to, and there's a number of those, and they will always live very long with me. But the last 18 years have been absolutely fantastic. And obviously along with Taylor, you have changed our lives for the better. It's been absolutely wonderful. I think it's probably right that I pause now, because I don't want to be the star of the show. I think Taylor should be star of the show.
Good
So,
dance.
again, Ashley, love you very much. Thank you very much for the 18 years. Good luck in London. Good luck for the Fashion Retail Academy, and good luck with
Socks.
whatever is ahead.
Deep breath.
Oh God, I'm going.
For heaven's sake, get the tissue.
Do you want 2 minutes?
No.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is no joke. It's not a toast nor a speech, but a poem that I wrote. If you could all listen carefully, I would appreciate it lots, as trying to make the lines rhyme has had me in knots. Happy birthday to Ash, my amazing sis. You'll never realise the time and effort of this. You're so grown up after 18 years, but I won't say too much to prevent all the tears. It's not working.
She's blown it.
You've been there through everything, the thick and the thin, the pleasant, the horrible, and everything within. If it weren't for your guidance, I wouldn't be me. Like, Taylor, don't do that, it'll hit you in the teeth. This is when I realised, maybe you do know best. And without all the advice, I wouldn't be so blessed. I absolutely hate it when what you say is right. But more often than not, your advice was quite right. We have the occasional row every now and again, but our love and sisterhood for each other will always remain. As sisters, you'd expect us to fight, but no, never us. We just discuss what is right. But all sisters have to argue. It's part of the plan. Well, this is our excuse. It's what we tell Mum and Dad. How will I live without you when you move away from home? I'll have to do the washing, the dishwashing, the hoovering. They'll work me to the bone. It'll be weird in the house without you. I'll be all on my own, as you being there for me was always pro. I'm sure London will treat you well as you're fulfilling your dream, but coming home to visit Taylor had better be on the scheme. All the relentless trip to hospital have certainly served you well, because we can all witness you here as bright as a bell. Regardless of what you've been through, you always come out with a smile, and for putting up with all the tests, as some seem quite vile. I can't begin to count your amount of tests and operations, but all of them have played a large part in the long list of conglomerations.
You know what that means?
Our childhood was shaped by those who sit before me, so we owe thanks to Mum, Dad, Jean, Tom, Terry and Betty. Thanks to aunties and uncles, and of course cousins too.
Absolutely.
My sister would not be herself without the contributions from you. Thank you mostly to George for keeping a smile on her face, and for when she's being annoying. I can't thank you for taking my place. It scares me that you're 18. It seems only yesterday you were 10 when we put up Bev's tent and make it into our den. And dancing around Angie's to jitterbug non-stop, using Nan's plastic tea set to make our tea shop. Going to Porth Call and stealing rocks in order to paint, or going crabbing down Cromer, we never could wait. Playing with the Playmobil circus and using raisins as poo. All these memories made were only possible with you. This proves that time is precious and I seem to be taking a lot. So that is where I'll leave it, because it's all I've got.
That was
Excuse me,
excellent.
hang on a minute. Oops.
I only cried at his eyes.
It's not that exciting.
It's a big thing for that bangle,
Julia's videoing you, so you've got your bum in it. You might
It's on widescreen.
You have to take it out.
I hope you're doing English for one of your GCSEs.
Oh, sorry. Take one as it goes past.
There's a video going on. Take them, Paul. Can you just take them on the back of the hand?
Don't give Julian take one. He's a useless brother.
I heard that.
You said it. Just hold this. Just go. Shift him down.
Explain what it is. People are looking
I
bewildered.
think it's a photo frame.
Sure, that's right.
It's a new car we're in trouble.
It's the poem.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, it's the poem that's just been read.
And I didn't make two, I'm not that clever.
It's clever enough to do the first one.
Thank you.
Anybody else need a drink?
That's really true. Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much.
It's alright.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Everybody got one.
Cheers!
Yes, please.
Do you want this?
Yeah, honestly, it's fine.
Okay, brilliant. Well done. We've had a bit of a breakdown, but on behalf of obviously Tracy, Taylor, myself, obviously all of you, actually we wish you obviously all the success in the future and a very happy 18th birthday.
Here, here. Happy birthday, Ashley. Happy birthday.
gonna blow a big one on that. Wrong. Hooray! Hooray!
Good God, did it go till November?
Tracy, is that useless brother video?
I hope so.
Yeah?
Goult, we'll keep these for you.
She has just gone on the rankings from our 7th favourite auntie to about our 12th.
Way now. Take the piss on me.
I just had a little waistcoat. Did you not
I think it's absolutely great.
About someone's put a drink on me.
I would happily go for
Look!
tests.
I can
Not
prove
me.
it.
Yeah, no, it was Chris's fault.
Oh, thanks.
Don't follow him.
You won't go wrong if you follow me.
What is this?
There's no such thing as magic, but there is such thing as
Legends.
Oh, legends. Yeah. Wizardry.
You switch.
You've heard of Hogwarts.
You absolute switch. You stop pushing the shopping trolley through the conservatory window now.
Hogwarts, yeah, yeah.
I think you'll find that the only person that's not giving me any grief is my man, yeah?
Your disciple?
Edward looked on that camera and say, Chris is a wizard.
I tell you what, exchange Izzard with Anchor and you might be alright.
Wizard Anchor, yeah, well that's
Well, it's been a lovely evening. I'm just going to ask the boys what they're having to drink. Why don't they want a drink? They don't want a drink.
I'd love a drink with 3 grams.
Sure.
Chris, double up. Yeah, ready? Close. Ready, Chris? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, Chris! What's happening?
Me first, Smiley! Dave, bugger off. Ready?
Claude is the tall one, yeah?
I don't want you in every photo.
Yeah.
I do not want you in every photograph. You're like Wallace and Gromit.
Okay, cool.
We've got to have the music. Where's the music? Where's the music?
Well, we're going to get it.
I'm ready.
We got 8 million bales of old nannies, goat tails in the hold of the Irish rover.
Keep going!
To be fair,